Yeah, that was me during my very first trick or treat. Have you ever done something for the very first time that was supposed to be fun but ended up being kinda terrifying? Growing up as an Asian kid in a not so rich household, Halloween was something I only saw, never actually experienced. I'd see other kids in the mall wearing cool costumes, holding pumpkin baskets, and I just stand there thinking, wow, I want to do that too someday. But for years, I never did. Until one day, my friend Lara came up to me and said, "Hey, let's go trick or treating this year."
Okay.
And just like that, my childhood dream was about to come true. That night, I went to Lara's house with my cousin to get ready. I dressed up as a witch, red hair, black cloak, and probably way too much eyeliner. My cousin, a vampire. He poured so much baby powder on his face, which made him as white as snow. And Lara,
She was a fairy.
sparkly, wings, glitter everywhere, which really suits her. Before nighttime, we were ready. We grabbed our DIY pumpkin baskets and set off into the night like a bunch of tiny budget cosplayers. At first, we went to a few mini stores nearby until we went into the main area, which is the wet market. That's where the real adventure began. As we walked through the market, people stared, some were smiling, others looked totally confused. You could see it in their eyes. Why are there kids in costume walking around a wet market asking for candy? Honestly, same. Even we didn't know what we're doing. But surprisingly, people were really nice. They gave us candies, coins, snacks, and a fish. Just kidding, that didn't happen. It was awkward, hilarious, and heartwarming all at once. We were probably the first kids in our town to ever do trick or treat in a wet market, which is totally makes my first trick or treat memorable. After a while, we decided to head home, happy, tired, and full of sugar. We were chatting, laughing, and counting our treats when suddenly, clank! We look around, and there was no one there. For a few seconds, it was just silence. Then my cousin whispered, What if it's a ghost?" We screamed and ran for our lives. My witch hat fell off, Lara's wings were flapping
She was a
everywhere.
fairy.
My cousin's pale vampire face looked extra pale, and we never found out where that sound came from. Maybe it was just something falling, or maybe we weren't alone that night. Anyways, that night was unforgettable, not just because we got spooked, but because it was my first ever trick or treat. Sure, we didn't do it in the mall or in some fancy neighborhood. We did it in a wet market with homemade costumes, nervous laughter, and pure childhood excitement. And honestly, that made it even more special. So, yeah, maybe I got scared, but I also got candy, and that's what really matters, right?